win. Just really happy for those kids, the way they keep competing out on the court. The one thing I can say for our kids is that they continue to develop on the court, not just individually, but as a team too. And I think you see some of the maturation process of some of our players. Even a guy like Colin Borkert, who's a junior college kid, you see that a junior beside his name, but he's not played basketball at this level, and you see that he continues to progress as a player. Same thing with Fred Thomas. We just got to get him to stop shooting threes with 3 minutes left in the ball game. We're trying to win the game. So a little bit better shot selection by him as the season has continued to progress, but I'm just happy for our kids. Thank you.
All right, we'll take your questions just for the two student athletes at this time. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a floor mic to you, and we'll go ahead and begin on the right.
So, Colin, you guys lost 13 in a row, but it's been 3 out of 4 that you've won now. What has been the difference?
You know, I think that we just had to slow it down a little bit and just go out there and grind. You know, we're not that talented of a team, but you know, we could work hard. We can control that, and so I think that's the one thing that we've been doing is going out there and controlling how hard we work. And I think that's the best thing about it is that we go out there and give it 100%. Like tonight, man, we were out there just flying around, just being active on defenses and the offense. It just rolled over. We started making shots, started going to the baskets, and eventually we started hitting them.
All right, questions for either of the student athletes? Let's go to the left side.
Fred, this is kind of a basic question, but what's the motivation for the players to go out there and play hard and play enthused?
I can say we motivate ourselves most of the time, and our coaches do too. So like we're gonna go out there every night, give it all we got. We're gonna try to play smarter, tougher, and harder than the other team. And I think it carried over tonight.
All right, any other questions for either of the student athletes? If you'll raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. All right, far left. Go ahead.
For Fred, I mean, y'all struggled from three-point range all season, and y'all were almost 50%. Tonight, you were 50%. What was the difference tonight from long range, from three-point range?
Well, like my coach told me, to come out with some energy, play hard. And I guess it carried over to my offensive game, and I got to hitting some shots, so it was pretty good for me and my team.
Other questions? Raise your hand. All right, far back, left. Go ahead.
And this question is for anyone the players. Basically, you shot 46% in the first half, 47% in the second half. Do you guys think you need to put up better numbers in order to continue winning in this tournament?
Colin, you take that first.
I don't think so. I just think that we have to go out there and play Mississippi State basketball, and that's on the defensive side. Coach harps on us every day that we have to play defense to our best ability. We don't want the scores to be in the 70s or 80s. We want it into the 50s or 60s, so we can slow it down and get high percentage shots, and just work the ball around, so everyone gets an opportunity to attack to the basket, get offensive rebounds, and just play their game.
Hands up. Other questions for either student athlete? Go back to the far left.
Fred, you talked about motivation a little bit, but I know during that losing streak there was a lot of talk about how poorly the team was playing, about the streak, about all the adversity you faced. How much motivation was that to kind of just answer the critics after that long losing streak?
Well, I can say we're not a team that's just gonna give up, so we're gonna keep motivating each other every night we play, and it carried over tonight. And we're going to get ready for the next game against Tennessee. It should carry it over to their game.
Hands up. Any other questions for either student athlete? Got time for maybe one more. All right, fellas, we'll excuse you. You can return to the locker room. Thank you very much. We'll continue on now with Coach Ray. If you have a question for him, if you'll raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. Go ahead, hands up. We'll start right on the left.
Rick, Coach Martin saluted you and your team for how hard and enthused you played. I kind of ask you the same question of Fred. Where do you think that comes from? How is that produced when the overall results are not what you'd like?
Well, I think it's got to be the staple of our program. I really believe that today's recruiting efforts, if you miss out on somebody that's a 5-star or 4-star guy, you better get a 3-star guy who can work, and I really believe that's got to be our staple of our program. We got to make sure that we go out and outwork our other people. I tell our guys every single time, You know, our goal is to play harder than the other team, play tougher than the other team, and play smarter than the other team. Because we're so young and inexperienced a lot of times, we don't play smarter than the other team. But I thought for the most part throughout the season, we continued to play harder and tougher than the other team. And I think our guys are starting to understand what they need to do individually and as a team in order for us to meet our goals. So to me, like, it's hard because you're supposed to play hard. You're not supposed to get a gold ribbon for playing hard. This is what you're supposed to do. And so I'm always amazed that people talk about how hard we play, and I'm just like, well, we're supposed to do that. So sometimes when you don't make shots, sometimes you don't make the right pass, you know, that's understandable. But like not playing hard, I don't get that. So I just think it's something that our guys expect.
Question in the back.
Coach, I know you've heard a lot of the moniker of worst team in SEC basketball history. What do you think about that at this point?
Well, I'm a math major. I major in applied mathematics, and so I'm in logic. So if you finish 13th in the season, you can't be the worst team ever in SEC history. So that pretty much solves all that.
Let's go to the left side. Question, go ahead.
Rick, they just never could solve the 1-3-1. Just how well do you think your guys executed that tonight?
Well, you know, the 1-3-1 defense is a unique defense. I think a lot of people play zone. They play a 2-3 zone. They play a 3-2 zone. And the one reason I wanted to play the 1-3-1 is one, for the pressure that it applies on the other team. And then two, I don't think a lot of people spend a lot of time with zone defense against a 1-3-1. They have a lot of zone offense for a 2-3 and a 3-2, but a lot of people don't have a great zone offense for a 1-3-1. And it really just relies on having guards out top that can really handle pressure and dribble. You can do everything you want to against a 1-3-1, but if you don't have two guards up top who can handle pressure and pass versus pressure, it's going to be hard for you to solve that problem.
All right, hands up. Other questions? Let's go to the right side.
Rick, how do you handle the hours until tomorrow afternoon against Tennessee, and what are going to be the key factors in that game?
Well, we're not going to talk about the quick turnaround with our guys. I think if you want to have a successful team, you got to be task-oriented. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what we need to do in order to have success against Tennessee. The other outliers, the time, the turnaround, us having 6 guys, we've never addressed that with our team. So this quick turnaround, it'll never come up in our discussion. We'll talk about, hey, this is what we need to do to stop this play against Tennessee. This is what we need to do to score against Tennessee. This is what we need to do as far as like with our 1-3-1 defense. I don't talk about like those other things because I think kids are impressionable, and whatever you put into their mind, they'll start believing it.
Any other questions for Coach Ray? Hands up. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.